Yo, back with another one. Hope you guys are doing good. It hasn't been very long since the last video, but I'm doing a little better, a little more peace of mind. But today, I'm gonna talk about growing pains. Also, I'm taking kind of suggestions from people for my topics, and I thought it would be a good idea to put my email for the channel into this video so that anybody watching, whatever you might be going through or whatever topic you think would be good to be discussed, you could send me an email and maybe I could talk about it in a video. And I don't want to sit here and act like I have everything all figured out, because it couldn't be farther from the truth. But if it's something that I might have experienced or have some sort of advice in, we could sit here and try to figure it out together. So yeah, I'll put that right here. And yeah, but like I said, today we're going to talk about growing pains. That's something that I've definitely experienced in the past 2 years. And although it sucks, it's super important. And yeah, basically what that entails is having lost quite a few friends. And yeah, it kind of led me into like a little bit of a identity crisis, which sounds kind of crazy, but going from, and this is exactly why I wish, like I said in my last video, that I had made videos sooner, like earlier in my life, so that I could look back on them and you guys could have a little bit of context of what's going on, because I'm really not that alike from the me even 2 years ago. Yeah, but basically around that time and years before, I had a huge amount of friends, and some good friends too. And now I don't. And the reason being is growing pains. I had to change my ways. I was just a sad little boy. Going through all these things and not going about fixing them the right way. Not going about fixing them at all, actually. I was just making stupid decisions and treating my body and my brain poorly. The main thing for me was drinking, and partying to escape reality. That's all fun and games until that kind of becomes your reality. And I found that I shared that with a lot of my friends at the time. And so yeah, that's just kind of a recipe for disaster. Just a bunch of lost like kids, essentially, with nothing better to do than drink and party and just try to forget about what's actually going on and not tackling any problems in our lives. And yeah, I had to nip that in the butt, and it took way longer than it should have. And yeah, you know, people watched me struggle with that. And I was guilty of watching other people struggle with that as well. And there were conversations that we had about that, but we weren't really holding each other accountable. And yeah, no, it just became this unhealthy cycle of doing exactly that. And I had to stop. And with that, I naturally had to distance myself from a lot of those friends because they were in that same cycle. And, I would try to hang out with them and stuff. And I don't drink at all anymore for 2 years. And, hanging out with them after was just completely different because I'm sober minded. And it got to a point that, well, first of all, when you're sober, hanging out with people who are like super drunk isn't necessarily a great time, and you become like the designated driver and you have to listen to all this nonsense, which I've put people through before when I was drinking. So don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of it too. But it just wasn't something that I could keep doing, nor had any interest in continuing to do that. And plus, the biggest reason is it was making me sad seeing my friends like that. And it's things that I can't fix. No matter how hard that I try, I can't fix their problems. And yeah, the case with me as well is it became worse for me than I think it did for them. I think that I have a lack of control when it comes to stuff like that. And so, yeah, but anyway, back to the point. I lost a majority of those friends, and people are going to come and go. That's just how life is. But a few of those friends I'd had for years, and I thought I would be friends with until the end, and that is just not the case. I had to, like I said, distance myself, and naturally we kind of just drifted away. We don't share the same interests anymore. I have different priorities and aspirations, and yeah, no, but it hurts, and it still kind of hurts me today, even after all this time. I have a literal brother. I consider this guy, and I don't even see him anymore. And I've even made several efforts to see him, and he's kind of going down the same path that I was, really heavy drinking, depending on it. And I hate to see it. And I've tried to get him to not do that, and it kills me. And yeah, I've lost so much sleep. I've shed tears over this. This is not something that I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll see you guys, I don't even care. No, that's not the case. It is painful. But yeah, naturally we just drifted apart, and I stopped making an effort, and they stopped making an effort. And I don't know. I don't really know what to take from that. And a lot of people think I'm kind of messed up, what happened to all your friends? Like, how do you just cut off all your friends? And it's like, okay, yeah, that probably doesn't look great um, from the outside looking in, but they have no idea. They have no idea exactly what else was going on, you know? And I'm not putting people on blast or throwing dirt on their name or anything, because I wasn't perfect in those relationships either, and I know that. But I did try really hard. I gave it my all, and I never made like any like catastrophic mistakes to like really burn bridges. I'm a really nice dude, and I think that is also one of the problems is being too nice. And this is kind of leaning away from the growing pains topic, but another important one nonetheless. Being too nice. Like I said, I'm 24 years old, and it's taking me until just now to kind of grow a backbone. With some of these friends too that I was just talking about, there was a lot of times where I would go out of my way to do like nice things, like you would do with friends. And, I don't really expect anything back because I love these people and I would do anything to help them. But it gets to a point where you do all these nice things and you notice like not very many people are really even willing to do anything for you. It's not reciprocated in any way, shape, or form. And then it becomes expected that you do these things. And years of that will, at least for me, and especially when I became sober-minded and really put it all together and saw it for what it is, I grew sort of like a resentment towards some of these people, which isn't healthy at all. And yeah, but yeah, I let people push me like way more than I should have, all just because I'm scared to hurt people's feelings. And I think everybody has a little bit of that, like you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But people are going to hurt yours. And some people are really quick too. Like they don't even think about it, It doesn't even cross their mind that they might be being rude to you. But yeah, I should have nipped a lot of that in the butt sooner, and I think it could have salvaged some of those friendships. But yeah, it began to feel like I was kind of being used almost. And yeah, like I said, I grew to kind of resent some of those people. And obviously now I'm healed. Like so much time has gone by that it just doesn't even really affect me anymore. But it is still sad. I have a lot of really good memories with some of those guys. And yeah, no, I wish nothing but the best for them. I have no idea. I hope they don't see this, honestly. I haven't really told anybody I have a channel, except for like the real ones. But yeah, no, if I think it's really important that you evaluate some of your friendships, because if I had just sat down and I was in the right headspace, I could have saved a lot of time, money, and just like stress, and emotional damage from just weighing out the pros and cons and what you're bringing to the table and what they're bringing to the table. Or if you find yourselves like getting in arguments more often times than like actually having fun and being there for each other and holding yourselves accountable for things, then you probably just got to cut it off, dude. Because, I mean, I don't know, whoever's watching, like, if you're in high school, that's kind of a different story. But, like, the sooner the better, I think, regardless. But I'm at the age where there's people my age who are still out there messing around and partying and whatever, and that's good. I don't shame people for doing that whatsoever. I get it, and I would still be doing it probably if it didn't cost me my sanity. It's just not for me. Some people just can't handle it, and I'm one of those people. But yeah, you need to make sure that you're being a good friend to people and that they're being equally as good of a friend to you. You do not deserve to be going great lengths just to kind of get slapped in the face or, have no one there for you when you need them to be. But yeah, that's today's spiel, and I hope that you guys gained something from that. I'm still getting used to this whole talking to the camera thing. I've said and yeah like 1,000 times, and I'm trying to just rock with it and not delete the video because it's getting annoying, like taking multiple takes. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. And yeah, you should text that email with any topic that you want discussed. Well, maybe not any, but yeah, good appropriate ones. And if I have something to say about it, then I'll make a video about it. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing great, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.